How are you?
Sorry, did you
How
say,
are you?
you said, who are you? So
No, that would be a very deep question to start.
it's good to start with deep questions, though,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, actually. Um, definitely. Who are you?
Who am I? What the hell? I am a human being alive in year 2020, 2025 and figuring out how to make that make sense.
Well, then I think we're on the same mission.
I think that's why Vladimir connected us.
Definitely. Hello, Tamara. We made it somehow. Sorry, it was because I was traveling and I just arrived. When I opened my mailbox, there were a lot of emails, so it was not easy to find the link. Anyways, we're here.
But the link was in the calendar invite, so
Yeah, I know. That's why
I never look at my mailbox. It's a scary place. So
yeah, that's why. Like when I saw these emails, I think I got a bit like freaked out, and it was hard for me to find calendar link. So anyway, thank you I'm happy that we could connect. We worked with Vladimir, so I guess you're working on some projects together.
so
Uh,
the gathering is going global. So we started with 2 events in Portugal, and this year
nice.
invited people, and Vladimir reached out to us. So he's bringing
Mhm.
the gathering to Czechia.
Amazing.
You should come. Last week,
Yeah, actually, what are the dates?
7 to 30. So
Sorry?
27 to 30 August. So it's the last.
August. Okay. But that would be in Portugal or in Czechia.
This
Oh,
is Portugal every 2 years. This year,
okay.
Colombia, Mexico, Guatemala, and
Wow, I was in Guatemala.
oh really? And today I find out whether it'll be in Pakistan as well or not.
Wow, that would be amazing.
So
Much needed.
it,
Wow.
it will be interesting, and then hopefully next year many more places. And I'm trying
Spain.
I'm trying to be cautious with big dreams, but then it's spreading. I was like, how great it would be to have 1 million people at 1,000 events by 2032.
I
So
think it's feasible.
yeah, I mean, this year is the big test because twice I did it, so we're learning. And this year, Vladimir's never been to the gathering. I don't think he's even been to Burning Man or other things, but he's super professional. And then other people. So this year we will see, can we transmit the format in such a way that people get it, and that's the magic transfer. Can
Yeah,
we
definitely.
scale magic? That's the question.
I think the right people, get connected the right time to make it happen. So definitely. Do you want to say just like, of course, we read, we saw your document and the website, but maybe like with your words, just like few little intro of the gatherings.
So the way I pitch it to people is, imagine the intersection of a festival, a conference, and a trade show,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we bring people together in nature, but not to party, to celebrate, yes, but to connect for action. So there was an interesting post came by LinkedIn today. Again, this long thing, conferences are bullshit, blah, 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 blah. It's interesting to note, I don't know if you've ever heard of Alexander Humboldt.
No.
He kind of got lost in history because we started hating everything German for a while. But in the 19th century, he was an inspiration to Darwin and lots of people
Uh-huh.
from South America. He
Mm-hmm.
survived environmental destruction, invented system science, all of this. Anyways, brilliant guy. I love him because he's got the same birthday as me. But in 1828, He made the first unconference because he was fed up with the conference format.
Yeah, it's very exhausting. It packs your
So
soul.
200 years ago, in 1828, will be 200 years anniversary. Already people were saying, and since then we've telegraph, telephone, television, internet, and still we are beating the same format that 200 years ago already people were complaining about. So I think it's really important to get together in person.
Yes.
But it's not for sitting in a room and watching somebody talk, because that's what YouTube is for. And there's more and more event organizers talking about this. Every time we bring people together, we have a responsibility. People spend money, people spend time, people spend carbon, right? So what is the impact that we're generating, and how can we design, given the reality of online, given the reality of the needs of our times, how can we design an event which really moves people towards collective action, builds this idea of ecosystems of collaboration? Because there is certain things, building relationships is just so much deeper in the right environment.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have to confirm that I was now, I work also in the human rights a lot. I would say I have a Love Your Matter. Like we work together for the ethical brands that love people and planet. So that's whole idea. It's like love your Mother Earth. So whatever you do, think of people, what impact you have on people and planet. Not just business, money. It's like rather okay, like how long term, this will work. So this our all philosophy, which came from the walk on Camino Santiago, where you start connect to yourself. When you start connect to yourself, you connect to other people, you realize we are one and we are connected with nature. You want to take care of this, you want to protect this. So this is one thing, but as I said, on side of that, I work a lot in human rights. I raised a lot of money for children in Gaza and in other places. So but what I realized that we work online, we're like online, let's say a network that is quite, I would say, powerful now. But when I met these people in person, because we are invited to some justice festivals around the world, and when we meet at these places, magic happens. It's completely different, and there we really start impactful projects that are, much bigger and much, because in online we do little things, sometimes a little bit bigger, but this is where like the real energy comes in. So when you said this, it really connected with the yeah, that's great.
Human beings, right? Like, first of all, we're a social species, we're a collaborative species. It's what we're wired for. And what people I've been working 22 years online remotely. So it's my life. At the same time, we forget that when we're in person, all of the communication is nonverbal, right? And even more than seeing somebody, you watch micro things in their body language, you smell them, right? We forget this. All of these things, which we've developed over millions of years, subconscious ways of building trust and evaluating each other, right? So there's a huge value. Also, another thing that I wanted to add, another inspiration for the gathering, is for a long time we needed more awareness. We needed to discover solutions, and we still need that. But there's a lot of solutions out there. There's a lot of people that have awareness, and I really think we need to help move to action better, more effectively connect. One thing that really frustrates me in the ecosystem is so many people feel alone and overwhelmed.
Yes.
And okay, we need more money, this and that, but just having somebody and knowing that you're not alone, just being able to pick up and, have a call with somebody and knowing that you're part of this ecosystem, even if other people are struggling with the same thing as you, at least you're not alone with this. And that's huge, right? And, we can complain about the system or lack of money, but that one is totally on us. That we are not better linked, that we're not collaborating better, that is entirely on us. And that's why the gathering and the coherence is another project that I'm working on. We need to, so, my underlying thesis / belief is that the regenerative way will win or succeed in society because we will be better at collaborating.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And if we're not better at collaborating, well, we don't deserve to win, and we will not win, right? Because we will not out money or out system or out power the old system, right? So we need to be much, much better at collaborating. And we have this, it's in our DNA, the love, the connection, and all of this, but we need to bring it to action, actually start doing it every day and much more.
Definitely, and organize a little bit better. Well, this is gathering is kind of organization of collaboration also, definitely.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, well, I can see like this mindset of collaboration changing, you know. So, for example, when we started as Love Your Matter, so we were contacting other advertising agency, like, hey, let's work together. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you want same clients as me? I'm like, we don't understand what you're talking about. There are so many clients we can create together. And, you know, and I was like, okay, so like we understand that there are certain agencies, certain markets, certain cultures that still don't get it, you know. So, but I can see like the change, the positive change, at least here, like in Barcelona, etc. So.
How long? So I'm very curious because I love to when people look and tell me about the changes. So how long ago was this when you were having these conversations? And
yeah, but these conversations are Czech Republic. So I believe that there's still this old mindset. So Vladimir, what you see, this is like the most he's the most progressive and he's bringing new ideas to Czech Republic. So otherwise, I would say that this mindset is this, like you're my competitor. So, but in Spain, it's completely different. You know, here it's more like international, more open-minded, more collaborative. Yeah, definitely. We're actually part of Norscan. So this is like it's Norwegian impact hub. They're around, I don't know, like 1,000, 2,000 entrepreneurs, companies. It's like just next to the beach. It's a really nice place. And it's really this kind of spirit, you know. We are creating, I don't know, creatives groups, you know. So you would see like, why would I connect with other agencies creative, you know, because we are wanting the same clients, but not at all. Like we don't think at all like this. It's like really inspiring, getting right people, the right projects, you know, exchanging ideas. So yeah, here I would say it's really no. Tamara, what do you think? What's your experience?
Yeah, the same. Like I would say that Barcelona is different. It's ecosystem on its own when it comes to collaborations, and I think this is why people actually this is why people come to Barcelona, and this is why it's so such an international hub, because people come together with the same ideas. And as we're all, let's say here, we're all expats, we kind of create like our own community here. So you find it's different when you're in your own country. So you have like your people from all the life and everything. But then when you come in Barcelona, it's like, oh, let's connect. Let's see. Let's try to build something new. And
it's about creating. Yeah, it's one of these cities that makes you create. But again, this is Barcelona, Madrid, but maybe not the rest. But I think the ideas are expanding, definitely.
Yeah. I love these conversations, so it's easy for me to go down rabbit holes, but there is something special there because it's the one and only place in the world where an anarchist revolution succeeded, and for almost a year the anarchists ran the city. And anarchism doesn't mean chaos, it means collaboration through free association. And actually I read articles about it, but it was an amazing time. The whole city ran peacefully, things were amazing. And then it turned out they got crushed because the reason anarchists have such a bad name is they're a threat to everybody. The communists, the fascists, the left and right, anything that implies that we could organize without top-down order. So the Soviets
people power
came in, and both sides, they crushed the anarchist revolution. But there were some famous journalists and stuff that were there, and the stories were amazing. That like everything ran without top-down power and things. So maybe there is something special in the culture there.
Yeah, definitely there's a spirit. Yeah, there are movements now, and they're powerful, I would say. Yeah, still here you can feel it.
Yeah. Well, just like Serbia, I'll just use the opportunity as I'm Serbian. That's what's happening there now. So
Really, that's interesting. I mean, you don't hear about it in the news lately, which usually means it's a good thing, right?
yeah,
Happen.
exactly. They cannot talk about it, but yeah.
You have a connection there, right? Like, I think the gathering is an interesting format. Think and share it there. Maybe somebody there would be interested in organizing it, because I see it as a tool, as a method of
Definitely.
building the ecosystem, which is useful everywhere. I had a great
Yeah.
conversation this week with South Africa, and it was so far we've done it in Portugal, even Czechia. It's a European context. It's kind of safe, right? Right? Like, we've mostly stopped shooting at each other. But then other places, there is much more tension. So I talked in South Africa, had a thing. I was like, well, which thing would be interesting? Which part of the gathering? Because this is a big challenge of the gathering. It's got so many different angles. It's like it can be many different things, different people. And he said, oh, a place where people can come together, who are working for a better future, irrespective of tribe or belief or whatever. So this is also very much, kind of my dream that, you have the Christian youth camp, you have the anarchist camp, you have this, everybody.
That's that's the whole point, like to to embrace the difference of others, and basically take it as something that's enriching us, not dividing us. So that's the whole idea, and to have conversations to understand that everybody comes from different backgrounds. You cannot same understanding as me, who is from Bosnia. I was as a child in the war, like somebody, I don't know, who was born in another part of politics, and we have to be a little bit open, to listen, to understand, and to unite in the humanity, in this idea. So
yeah, I have this idea. I don't use it because it sounds corny, but one planet, one team.
it's not corny.
Once you
It's
accept
good.
that there's only one planet, right? There can only be one.
That's what exactly. No, we're talking, like this. A lot of conflicts taking place in the world, and sometimes you get like lost in the politics, which should never. And my friend was always saying, like, listen, just imagine the world, and where we all wear one T-shirt, one color, one white T-shirt, and then start judging people according to that, not judging. Take listening, and they're like, don't forget where they come from, what their cultures are, they good or bad. It's like, this is what kind of people they are. So I think this is what we are people, we are one. So this is for why I'm into human rights, because I'm for all oppressed, because I feel like they are me, that their children are mine, all children are ours, we are one. So this is
And I think there's different paths to arrive at this realization. For me, I really go through the earth and through nature, and you can divide land, but you can't divide air. Like, you can't escape. We're all breathing the same air. Once you accept that, everything else, like, and all the water, it all circulates, it's all deeply connected. So
Of
yeah,
course. And actually, I was just talking recently with one scientist, and it was very. Oh, I need to do follow up with him. But what he said was that there's a link between colonization and the nature intelligence. That basically the nature is rejecting the colonization. So basically, if the one country arrives to another, occupies it, and they forcefully take the plants out, let's say, and they want to put the palm trees in there in order to make it theirs. The land, it's going to, you take olive tree out, you put the palm tree, the palm tree will start eroding the land. So basically it will not work. So basically the land, the earth, is intelligent enough to refuse the forced colonization of the lands. And he was talking about this, and I found it very, very, it's like logical. It's like, of course, yeah, but like you see that even the nature is has this intelligence and understanding.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think this is, for me, this amazing times that we live in, that we have access to knowledge and wisdom from pretty much all living cultures, and as much of the dead cultures as has been written or published, right, in a way where nobody has ever had before. So the knowledge is out, the information is out there. I really think the next challenge is how to come together more effectively.
Yes.
All of the people who, there's so many people who have awakened and who are doing good work, want to do good work. And it's really interesting to me, promoting or doing outreach for the gathering. I had 200 or 300 calls last year with different people.
Wow.
Like, I had 10 people on LinkedIn and just click, click, click to build my network and connect. And I had amazing conversations, mind-blowing conversations with people doing amazing work. And yet somehow underneath it, I felt this like unity.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to very different people, from a 22-year-old person in university to a full white hair elder, been doing this shit
Yeah,
for years, you know, da da da. And yet still somehow underneath there was a unity of purpose, of intention.
yeah. Well, I believe that there are these indigo people. You know indigo people?
I've heard it, but I never internalized.
Yeah.
Not part of
Yes.
my idea vocabulary.
Yeah. So because actually it's the name of my son, and so I was really researching, and when we were like looking into even the name of the Love Your Matter, it appeared this concept, and the indigo people are people who are born with this, you know, idea to make the world a better place, and they're more purpose driven. They're, you know, and they're all characteristics, and they're this kind of people that kind of like connect and, you know, are trying to do something, and then they start connecting. So, you know, so I'm reading more and more about it. It's interesting concept, and maybe that's the uniting.
Yeah, at the same time, what I have come to appreciate is that, yes, for sure, there's a huge number of these people. To actually create new systems, there's very few people, right? Because yes, we want to connect, but then like okay, we end up with Facebook, right? Which just gives us the dopamine thing because we don't have the methodology. It's also even interesting at the gathering where the big format is there, but then when people come together, you know, some people run their own little conference with lots of talks. Some people have a festival and a rave because we're repeating the old patterns. So we need to create new patterns to express, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
the
No, definitely. Like,
culture.
you know, action is one thing, you know, because I think everybody is on their own journey and understanding, you know, also like, you know, many people are struggling just by seeing, you know, it's like some injustice can stop you, you know, so everybody is different and on their journeys. But for example, for me, I learned that action, you know, that you don't have to do it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like go and do it, you know, then you do it once, and then it's just like, okay, well, my son is sleepy, let's go, let's do an action, let's, you know. So, and the more you do it, the more you get better. It's like, so it's, I think everybody's on the journey, on the, you know, towards the action. For somebody's action to be on social media and, you know, to write a post, for somebody's action, they don't know. So they're like, tell me, how can I help? Yeah. So I think this is the, you know, but at the end, it's just go and do it and do it more and more.
Yes, and also very much learning new ways of working together. Exactly, you described this, right? Your experience of in one environment, people are like, but we're competing. Why would we do together? And this environment is rich. And part of it is mindset, but humans are copying machine. A part of it is just not knowing what it would mean, right? People know, right? I write you a contract, you give me a proposal, money exchanged for services. We understand this. And then, but we don't have the mental models of like, we work together to build the field, or like, you know, it becomes more complex. So I'm working on software and stuff like this. So building this new culture of collaboration, which means, yes, the attitude, but also the patterns.
Yeah, definitely.
Figuring out how to work together from nothing is actually very expensive.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so we're figuring it out. It's really exciting. The gathering is trying to bring people together in person. So the format, I don't know. Actually, I wrote a new document, I think, since I emailed you describing the camps and such. But we invite organizations, formal and informal, right? Like for me, it's if you all say you're part of organization or you're X, that's good enough, right? You don't have to be a company because there is so many, there is WhatsApp groups which function as tribes because people actually connect and it's meaningful, right? So to create an opportunity there's so many online groups, companies, and to come together in person and create this environment of we're here to connect for action. What do you need? This is what I'm working on. What are you working on? How could we work together? And then also to have this physical experience, right? Trust building is the basis of collaboration, right? To build trust, doing stuff together, being together as human beings is really integral to that, right? But if you look at the standard world, right? You have the conference, people sit in a room, they listen to information download, and then what do they do? At best, people go out and get drunk together in the evening, which is great. But if it's your only way to be together as two human beings, it's very poor.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many other dimensions, right? We can go for a walk, we can do yoga, we can dance, we can sing, and one ways of which we can be together as humans and build that connection as trust, right? That's so much richer. So trying to bring that, right? So I imagine in the morning we meditate together, during the day we have some workshop, we brainstorm your business ideas, my business ideas, and in the evening we dance together or we go for a walk or something like this.
Yeah, really nice. I like it. Nice just to imagine.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, I'm just going through as well now, looking through the email that you sent and the guidelines. So I kind of wanted to understand better what is it that you would like. What is it that you would like us to do, or how do you see us collaborating, just to kind of understand, because I see that you already have your branding, the logo, but I guess that you want to do some
so I think the
branding changes, and so just to understand your needs, let's say.
I think the logo we're pretty happy with. The text also. We don't have colors. We don't have proper templates for social media. I mean, maybe we can open the document actually, because I spent a lot of time.
Do you have it, or do you want me to share?
I'll find it.
Okay.
And our website could need an upgrade. So the way that the gathering works is that each local gathering is its own event financially, and I mean, we support them. Long-term idea is that the gathering will exit to community. So when I started in 2022, I said I will steward this for 10 years. And the goal is that in 2032, I can walk away, and then the central organization will be owned by the local organization, some kind of a common good idea. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, like brand guidelines, the thing is, how can we do it in such a way that it's centralized, but people can somehow customize it locally? So far, actually, people haven't been customizing it at all. Again, we're learning. They just copy our web page and change a bit of the text.
Yeah.
Yeah, colors we definitely don't have, and I wonder if we could have somehow that
Yeah.
the colors are, each country chooses its own colors or something. We have the typefaces we're using, we're okay, but could definitely improve. And then
Templates for social media.
Yeah.
And the website uplift. Yeah. Definitely. Like I think it's clear the briefing. So yeah, like this is, we do branding. So like
stuff is in Canva. Would it be
Yeah.
useful to give you access to our Canva account?
yeah, but like I think for now it's you know, we really get an idea of the brand, and like
We already have, by the way, we have the access to your
yeah. So basically, like for us, as we see it, because we are like branding agency, we see that there's like something, this essence, you know, and the style, that's great. But we definitely see that it could be all uplifted, you know. So like, so when they see you, it's like it's gathering. Yeah,
I will be honest with you. I developed this, right?
of course. No, I know.
No, but I'm not a designer, right? So
No, that's definite. This is what I'm saying.
for not a designer, I think me and my partner from last year, we did pretty good.
Exactly.
But it's not professional. I think the logo is very good. Did you read about this mark, by the way?
Okay, the one from the logo, no?
Yeah. So I lived in Japan for 15 years. So my aesthetic is strongly driven by the Japan. And this mark is really, I'll just put 2 minutes on it because I really love it. And I think there is a magic there. So it's really mystical. It's used as a coat of arms by some families, but more than that, you see it around Shinto shrines, but at the edges. It's on the roof, on the roofs, on the drums when they So it's like here and there, it's present, but it doesn't mean anything, right? It's just kind of there. So I really love that. And as you read the other things, it's ancient, it's thousands of years old. So I think it's done pretty good, survived a few thousand years, been present in different cultures. I really love that. And like I say, it's been on this, it's been on my wallet.
Yeah. No, for example, like so what you said is that you created it with your team. That's why I'm saying that, you know, great job. You can see that, you know, you're not a designer.
I mean, exactly. Of course, I understand. This is why we're here, right?
Exactly. So I see that there's a style already there, and there's the evidence symbol. So we, you know, if we start working together, we would not come here and start presenting you other ideas, because obviously, like, you know, we will go in depth of this symbol and just maybe, you know, using the same shape, but you know, like when you see, it's like, okay, like they did this, now they're you know, they did the branding like uplift. Yeah, so that would be idea, it's them, but like so definitely I can show you maybe the work you saw, Biohack, that we have recently done.
The Figma that
from Vladia, yeah, this project, Biohacking Summit. You saw it?
Yes. But
yeah, so
if you want to,
I can show it. Yeah, I think it's better. I can present.
It's one thing looking at it, and then even if you just spend a few minutes walking on the concept, I think that'll be valuable.
And it's funny because that was the first project. I was in Colombia in a ceremony, Yahe ceremony, and I just arrived to Barcelona, and Vladia called, "Can you do Biohack Summit?" I'm like, "Yes." I didn't even enter the Norscan, and there was another person. He's like, "Please, you have to try a Guayusa from Ecuador. It's the specialty." And I'm like, "Okay." So I didn't even arrive. He was already like making this tea that I love, and we did the next branding for them. So these were like the first two projects after this beautiful journey and trip. So, okay, I'm gonna show you. So I will share the screen. Can I share the screen?
You should.
Usually it shows more. React participants video. It doesn't give me option.
No, it does to me.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
My room is always open, so
I see it. Perfect. Entire screen. Let's try. Allow Zoom workspace to share your screen. Oh my God, open the system. Can be tricky.
or if it then maybe either Tamara or me can share it.
Yeah.
Do you
Email.
have it? Because I would need the link. I don't have it.
Yeah. I think if you go for the screen, you can then choose which screen you want.
Yeah, and now I know okay, now I think it's going to work. Yes. Okay, you see now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Slovo. Wait.
Wait. Okay.
Slovo.
Sorry. Yes. So here's the Figma. Here's the Figma. You can see it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So this is biohacking presentation. So basically, we started Biohack Summit, and this is the final thing. But the whole thinking was because the topic was connecting science, nature, and culture, and we thought, the concept.
It's nice.
We thought that the concept is triangle, so we started talking. It was like immediate thought. We were like science, nature, culture. We're like triangle. There must be triangles in science, there must be triangles in nature. Everything is connected. So this is like how we come to this. And then we started exploring, and yeah, we find that there are, of course, triangles in the crystals, in the leaves, in the nature, in the molecules. And we said like, okay, let's work with triangles. And then they're like, that's great, because in future it can be maybe different three things that are connected. It's a good concept long term. And then we said like, okay, let's even make the symbol and the logo about triangles. So bio, like you would not imagine that B can be a triangle also, but it can. So yeah, so that was the idea. And then we just like put so we wanted something. So with Vladimir, when we connected first, it was for TEDx talks, it was for future humanity and future of power. And it was very, they wanted to attract like entrepreneurs and, businesses who are conscious, but their communication was not talking to them. It looks something very, very alternative that would not necessarily attract these people. So that's why we try to keep the spirit, but make it, for them to connect. So this is what we achieved in this TEDx, which actually I'll later show you also the works we've done there. And actually they were sold out immediately. Before it was, one of the events, but then it really made it because it was very visible, the communication, and they were like, wow, who are these guys, what they're doing, and then they come with all these ideas, and people suddenly started listening. Before it was, just another, I don't know, alternative people, having their thing.
So if I may, because that raised a important point in my mind, that is actually our biggest challenge.
Yes.
How to navigate, right? We want companies to come and see this as a place where they can meet partners, bring their team, right? Like bringing your team to the gathering is a great team building experience. Okay, some companies have enough money and they run their own retreats and stuff like this, but it's a lot of work, and many companies know they should get together in person, but they don't have a chance. So the gathering is an opportunity, and you get together as a team, and you don't have to do all of the programming because there is stuff happening and there'll be potential clients or partners, right? So we definitely now, and maybe the gathering writing also needs to be changed, though I don't know.
Yes, this is exactly like what we're like, otherwise they can say it's another yoga thing, something very alternative doesn't, why would I give, so it's this. So this is what I read through lines when you send the briefing, when I noted this. So this was the obvious thing with Vadia. This is where our collaboration started. So, and basically, just so you know, like our background of our team, I was working in big agencies for 15 years, and like our designers were doing, for Volkswagen Global Communications, and we stepped out because we didn't want to be part of that, and created an agency to use our skills to able to uplift the projects that make sense, So because when we like, I don't want to waste my life like selling cars that are destroying the planet. So instead of starting becoming a doctor or something, we said no, like let's stick to our skills and like make uplift these kind of good projects. So okay, so this is where the logo comes from, and so you see it can also be like Summit Praga or Berlin, now we're talking about what you were mentioning. So in general, I think, especially if you're new, it's even better that the identity is the same, that they don't have too much space, because it will give you more visual presence, and so.
This is the first year inviting others. It's an interesting learning.
Yes.
I expected people would want to customize more, but it turns out people copy it. And
yeah, definitely, because if you want to customize, you need a designer, or it's going to be amateur results. So it's better to stick to something professional, and at the end, like if you have the professional logo, typography, color, and design system that works, that's perfect, let's use it. Otherwise you would need to invest to make it, So okay, so this is then the base, and then we started looking into these triangles a little bit, and we said, okay, so let's select the symbols of cultural symbols of Czech Republic, which is this tree, that are in the nature. So it's this what's the name of the lipa? It's a tree. Then they love mushrooms, this is again this leaf, and this is their copper, the fish, carp fish, and this is special frog. And then they said, okay, let's add the person also, and we started like working with these triangles within.
Illustrations are very beautiful.
Yeah, so this, and then I was like, I just arrived from Yahe ceremony, and actually the whole visual direction, which comes from some summit, I don't know, in Asia, was very, very trippy, like very mushroom crazy like. And we said, like, we were immediately like, no, like let's not go.
I had an idea, because I love all of this, and in my back of my mind is like, these images are great. How do I enable each organizer to produce 10, 15 themselves? Have you played with creating custom prompts?
Yeah. This is a prompt in AI.
Because that would be amazing if we could.
Yes. We put it here.
If you could give like a fat prompt to people, and then they can make it a lake location or this or that, and it fits into the style.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
So this is the prompt, because this was done in AI. So you just put there, and I don't know, instead of frog, you put, I don't know what you want. So, but this is specifically for this kind of, every identity comes from certain, strategy or thinking that is behind, or that, that we felt here. So yeah, they wanted this very like trippy, mushroomy direction. We felt this is too much, but we wanted to add a bit of magic. So that's why we put in these triangles over the different cultural symbols, and then we started working with it. So, and it looked like this. So at the end, it's like techie, they want to be also tech. You should have seen the original brief, which was all over the place, but actually your brief is actually it's clear, concise, but yeah, the result is
my background, by the way, is in software, so I'm used to writing software specs. So
okay, wow.
I've never written a design spec, but I've written software.
Okay. Yeah, so you know, they wanted it like to be digital, but we of course, if it's about nature, it cannot be digital, it has to be, you know, natural. Also, you know, it has to be modern, but you know, like trippy, but not too trippy, you know. So we find this like kind of a balance, and they were like, okay, like they usually, like when we present, it's like I would say 99% at the first one, like that we go for it and we get it. And then yeah, then we did like you know, like a social media templates, you know. So we did different options, you know, with this, with that, you know, like simply simple, or, you know, also if you have like speakers, or, you know, you can play with triangles, etc., images, you know, if you want it in color, etc., you know. So there are like different options, and then you're like, okay, I want this or that. You're like, okay, mix it, use it. Of course, it can be, you know, the budget here was very limited, so we gave these are directions, you know. But then the next level is like, okay, what's the social media strategy, and you know, and take it like one step further, but you know, also within the budgets what's possible. And then also this was just the direction for the website. Yeah, so basically how you can, so this is, as you slide, these things are moving, you know, the gradient is moving, the shape is moving, you know. So yeah, so we just give, so it's then simple. When you have like the visual identity and elements that work, then it's easy to work within it. So yeah, so this is one. I'll show you Guayusa. Have you tried Guayusa?
No, what is it?
It's this, so it's this tea from Ecuador. It's like mate, something the indigenous people, this tribe, what's their name? Chava, I don't know. They were drinking it. They were getting very lazy, and then they discovered this leaf, and they were started drinking it in the morning, and they started, you know, performing better. They were like positive, full of energy. It's like coffee, but without the crash. And even hunters were using it. It's actually called like like panther, you know, you get this panther like
Caffeine.
yeah. So actually we Tamara, I have one bag for you, just I started like while doing strategy, you know, we were going really in depth there. Well, I love it. So it's my morning ritual, and today I missed it, so I have to. I will wait, make it. It's amazing. It's amazing ritual in the morning, and this is the. I'll show you. I'll show you this one. The other one. It's a new. Okay, I'm gonna search for it here. No, it's here. Okay. Yeah. So it's, yeah. So this was the first shot. You know, we wanted like a bold logo, like we took actually shape of the leaf to create it. You see it?
Yes. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So yeah, so we took the shapes of the leaf and like worked with it to create this new, and then, you know, like colors, fully alive, because it makes you fully alive. Started working with some patterns that are like leaf but indigenous, and then, you know, then it was just packaging. So, you know, that we said, okay, so, you know, this could be the result. So it was a big step from the previous, yeah, and we have it now like something like this. We have label. At the end, they put quite a lot of copies, but yeah, it looks like this, something like this.
I like it. I love the symmetry, or but it's not exactly the same, and the balance. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, we do, you know, this is what we do. So I think it's we would be interesting, but of course I think we have to see like if you have budget, because yeah, of course We need to spend some time to develop and to understand the budgets and the timings and etc. I'm just gonna get the water. I'm quite thirsty. Just a second.
Yes, it's been a long half hour.
Yeah.